Hey guys, Rob Reviews here, bringing you another awesome review. This one we're going to be reviewing Game of Thrones, Season 1, of course, we're still on Season 1, Episode 7, You Win or You Die. This one originally aired on the 29th of May, 2011, and it was directed by Daniel Minahan, something like that. Anyway, we'll go past the kind of plot by location, and we'll talk about all the different plots, and then I'll give my overall thoughts. So, at the Lannister camp, we see, of course, the Lord Tywin's kind of army assembling, and then we see Jaime go visit him, of course. The Starks want to punish Catelyn's capture of Tyrion. So we see Jaime, the conflict will decide the state of their family. We see Catelyn's childhood home, House Tully. We see obviously Tully and Jaime ponders why Tywin would risk so much for the son he hates. And then obviously Tywin Lannister is a Lannister, even though he considers Tyrion the least worthy member of their family. But obviously he must protect his family, regardless that he hates Tyrion. He must protect them anyway, which is kind of weird, but whatever. In the north, we obviously see in Winterfell, Theon attempts to bully Osha, the Wilding woman. They talk about them. Master Lewin sort of tells him to stop it. Just a few bits there, nothing too in depth. And we have Jon Snow at the wall. Obviously, we have Jon Snow and Thingy, where obviously Benjen's horse is spotted returning, but no Benjen. Obviously, Benjen's missing. Later on, we see Jorah Mormont asking members of the Night's Watch, and he's giving them different jobs, but he makes Jon a steward, not a ranger. And obviously this kind of annoys Jon. He obviously he tries to plea with Maester Raymond, who selected Sam as his own steward, and then obviously he kind of talks to him for a bit. We see Sam suggesting to Jon that while the move was possibly orchestrated by Alistair Thorne to punish Jon, but it's also opportunity the command to groom Jon, but directly, obviously, like sexual favours or something like that. It could have been for that. And then Jon and Sam, they go to the tree to obviously give their oaths. And then we have actually Ghost finding a severed hand, of course, as well, which is pretty funny. It's weird how Ghost is there with them, though. And then we have in the vast Dothraki, we see Daenerys attempts to convince Khal Drogo to obviously invade the Seven Kingdoms and to try and take back the Seven Kingdoms, which is kind of funny. We see we talk about Aemon the Conqueror and all that. We see that Jorah has delivered a message from Varys, a royal pardon for his crimes. He quickly realises that this news would only come if he was no longer needed as a spy. Seeing as Daenerys was and obviously then he sees Daenerys with a wine cellar, who is keen for her to obviously taste the wine. Jorah realises that the wine has been poisoned and the assassination attempt, and obviously he knocks the guy down, and they kill him. They capture him. Well, they capture him even. So Jorah tells Daenerys that Robert Baratheon will never stop trying to kill her and a future child. Drogo quickly arrives at the tent. He glares at the cellar, shows he's okay before offering Jorah the reward of any horse if that he chooses for foiling the assassination. He begins to yell out in Dothraki that his armies will cross the poison water. And then we have that stuff. So that was pretty cool. Obviously, to see a bit more of Jorah's character. We know that he's not wanting to actually betray Daenerys, even though that was what he was really there for. And then in King's Landing is probably the most interesting stuff. We see Eddard talking to Cersei. How Cersei tells her that he knows that the three children on Robert's, the bastard child's. Obviously, Cersei's kind of like one step ahead of him, though. She says, when you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die, kind of thing. Then we have Littlefinger. Obviously, Roz returns the prostitute from Thingy. And we have. He obviously refuses to obviously have sex with her. We see Renly finds Eddard and tells him that Robert has been badly mauled by a ball and is not expected to survive. Eddard finds Robert telling Joffrey that he wishes he could have been a better father to him. We see Eddard choosing not to tell Robert about the discoveries to spare his final hours from pain. Robert instructs Eddard to take a letter naming him Lord Protector of the Realm to rule until Joffrey comes of age. Eddard obviously doesn't really want to do this, but he says it anyway. He does that. Then we have Lancel Lannister ensuring that the king kept refreshed with alcohol during the hunt. Obviously, meaning that he was the one who sort of helped to kill him. At King's Landing, Renly confronts Eddard to offer him, some swords, the thing, and then we have some stuff in between where obviously Ned sends a letter to Stannis because of course he is the rightful heir of this thing. It shouldn't be Joffrey. And then of course Littlefinger realizes that obviously Ned's doing this, and he obviously knows. Obviously Ned thinks he's got Littlefinger on his side. So in King's Landing, Eddard is summoned to the throne to King Joffrey after Robert's died. He arrives to find Littlefinger. Of course, Robert does die. Find Littlefinger and Janos Slynt, and obviously he kind of says that he is the Lord Protector and gives Cersei the paper, and obviously Cersei takes this paper shield and rips it up and says suggests that Eddard bend the knee and swear allegiance to her son. In return, he'll be allowed to return to Winterfell. Eddard obviously doesn't do so though, and then obviously says to seize this traitor. And then obviously there's a big fight. All the soldiers are getting killed, and then Littlefinger grabs Eddard and says, "I did warn you not to trust me." So really, really cool episode. It was pretty intense. I didn't expect half the stuff that happened in this episode, but it was really interesting to see. I really did enjoy it. Overall, it's a great episode. I think I think honestly, you know what? I'm going to say 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10? Would I say 10 out of 10? Yeah, I'd say 9.5 out of 10. It's close to a 10, but I'd say it's a fair 9.5. Lots of interesting stuff, and of course, really big twist at the end where obviously Robert's dead and Ned's been taken. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next video. Goodbye.